into ezawubaleka ke bantwana bam i-confidence kuyo yonke le nto uzithembe le uba nizithembanga.
This year is like the decider where you are going to be in the next 10 years. It all depends on this year.
When you say matric, it's hard work. It's the last episode of school. It's the ticket to life, to a really good life.
Nani nizamile niphuma kwi-disadvantage areas, kwindawo ezingenazixhobo zokufunda.
If I want to be rich, I can be, if I want to work hard.
Apha abatishana aba bawenzile umsebenzi wabo nabazali benu. Ngoku nini efuneka niyokubonakalisa ezi ziqhamo nezi ziphumo nizifumene apha.
By running, you are like multiplying the system of the air going to your brain. So the air goes to your brain even faster and your brain becomes a lot more fresh. Oh. Living in Mkondo, it's like living in a position of vulnerability constantly. If gangs are fighting and they need a place like to duck, they will come here and fight here. When you are not in a gang, you are a nobody in the community.
Mkondo kaloku yimbacu, akho zithoyilethi, akho manzi, akho mbane. Funeka usokole la ngoku umbane ndiwutsala kwindawo ekude gqitha emaholweni. So kunzima ukuphila eMkondo.
I want to get away from this. I don't want to for my brother to grow the same way I did. I want it to be different. Yeah.
I live with my 3 brothers. We don't live with our parents. We stay alone. Get home, I have to clean. I have to wash my washing and my brother's washings. I have to cook for them and wake up in the morning and make their uniform ready for going to school. I'm like a parent to them. I am the first person that I'm doing matric in my family. I want to do a maritime studies. I want to get out of South Africa and travel in the ocean.
Nyanga is one of hundreds of townships created by the apartheid government. Over time, law dictated separate white and non-white areas. Today, almost 60,000 people live in Nyanga, and virtually all are black. While this is the Nyanga of a new South Africa, many families still live in shack settlements. Only a quarter of adults have finished high school, and the average household income is less than $3,000 a year. For years, Oscar Mpeta High School was considered one of the best schools in the nearby townships. Some students are packed 80 to a classroom. For grade 12 students, every day is in anticipation of matric exams.
Now, what are you going to pay money? Define a Tishala. Tishala. ET force is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square distance between them. Is the force is directly proportional.
My father is the only person who is the breadwinner. And then it's a bit hard sometimes, like today I didn't have my breakfast and then you don't know what to eat for supper, so it's like that, but I'm used to it. I'm used because it's something I grew up in.
R4.80 sipusile mali sayi.
I5 5 just 5
Hayi malume sisuphumiswa ngatshini.
I5
Hayi malume usilambisa thina.
Ade.
Usilambisa.
Ivecana onqwele phezulu.
I think I have to work hard so that I can have a normal house, not crying, government, you have to do this, and then you are crying and we want 4 rooms. I mean, you can't have 4 rooms, but you didn't work for them. The way I'm working, I know that I'm going to get the A's. Yes, I'm going to get the A's. And then, if I got the A's, definitely sure I'm going to be the doctor. And that is what I dreamed about.
With all her love and compassion, she tries to be natural, she tries to smile, to make out, but it's difficult under the situation.
During apartheid, South African schools were divided by race. Separate matric exams were given. Black schools were deliberately neglected. In the early 70s, the budget for white schools was 7 times more than for black schools. The apartheid government wanted a source of cheap labor, not an educated majority who could threaten their white society. But on June 16, 1976, angry students in Soweto Township rose up in protest. Soon, students across the country joined them in demanding equal education. June 16th was a turning point in the struggle against apartheid. In the past 30 years, the number of black students taking matric has grown from 10,000 in 1976 to over 400,000 today.
My father used to tell me about how they were taught in school. He said that it was very hard for them. They were being taught under trees, no board, no what. They were just being taught. We do have desks, although they are not that good. We do have teachers. We do have tutors who are going to teach us after school. I may say the education is only good.
I know some people would love to believe that things are better, but as a person who started here 20 years ago, Oscar Mbetera to me is the same. The classrooms, the buildings, there is no heating system in the classes. The children are cold throughout winter. In summer, the heat is unbearable.
The other students, or let's say kids, who are getting a much better education than we are getting. They've got everything in their schools. They've got good facilities for their schools, for their classes.
Today, all South African schools are officially integrated, and everyone takes the same matric exams. But many say South Africa still has two separate education systems. Former all-white schools, often called Model C schools, are too expensive for most black students. Much like 30 years ago, these students remain in struggling schools.
If we could look at some of the schools, there are classes that have passed with 100%, which means that they are white, and you can, without even anyone telling you that, it's obvious that they do have facilities. Each and every person do have her own or his own computer at school and at home. I do not have one, and they do have, and it's hard for us to get information. So that's why it's a bit hard for us to get that A's.
Last year, 95% of white students passed matric, compared to only 61% of black students.
Back there. Now, Nolianda, tell us briefly what this poem is about, refugee mother and child.
Refugee mother and child is about a mother and a child who has kwashiorkor. But the mother is so fond of the child, although they live in a refugee camp.
Immediately, the poem opens in the first stanza. We depict a certain mood, a certain tone.
My dreams in life is to become a lawyer. I'm ambitious, challenging at times. Some say I'm stubborn, but I can stand my ground. It's not that I'm stubborn though, but I can stand my ground.
Nakafuna uvuka senze liti ngoba thina ngehlobo esikhuliswe ngalo umntana oyintombazane endlini uvuka ekuseni ngo-6 enzele abantu abadala iti ahlambe izitya abenzele i-breakfast.
My mom had me when she was 18. As a result, I'm not calling my mom a mom. I refer to her as my sister.
Uyonqena yena umsebenzi wendlu, but ndiyazama ngaxesha onke uba makawufunde ngoba ekukhuleni kwakhe uzawuhamba abone isoka afune utshata kuzawuhlazeka mna ke ngokulaa mzi wakhe ngoba lo akazukayenzi loo nto leyo. Endaweni uba makasebenze uyawusahambe athathe iincwadi zakhe azivalele afunde incwadi endaweni yoba makasebenze.
Students will take a dozen exams over a 6-week period. They know the eyes of the country are on them. Results will be announced on national TV. Students who pass will see their names in the newspaper.
That's the same thing. That's still distance. See, that's not something new.
I was 17 years old. My father and mother got divorced. I dropped out of school and smoked drugs, Mendrix, dacha, drinking a lot of alcohol and doing bad things, crime, you see. Yeah, and got arrested. Each and every day I was smoking. I would wake up at 6 and go to my friend's place because his father was selling drugs, you see. I was not thinking about food, I was just thinking about smoking. When we have no money, we usually rob people that are passing through the road. I did ask myself that this thing I'm doing, where it's going to lead me? The only thing that is going to lead me to prison or death. In life, the thing that I'm afraid is like, if I don't pass matric, yeah, that's the only thing that I'm afraid of.